wonder what it takes to master courage? Well, you're in the right place. Courage isn't about facing danger head on, it's about embracing change, stepping out of your comfort zone, and tackling life's challenges with a fearless spirit. In this journey of self discovery and personal growth, we're going to explore the ins and outs of courage, sharing inspiring stories and uncovering practical tips to help you build the courage you need to chase your dreams and live your best life. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's dive into an exciting world of mastering courage together. Courage is a multifaceted virtue that goes beyond mere acts of bravery in the face of danger. It encompasses the inner strength to comfort adversity, uncertainty, and fear, whether they manifest in physical, moral, or emotional challenges. Courage involves taking calculated risk, making difficult decisions, and persisting in the pursuit of noble goals despite the obstacles. It's the unwavering resolve to do what's right, even when it's unpopular or challenging. Ultimately, courage is a profound testament to human resilience, character, and the capacity to triumph over adversity in all its forms. Do you ever wonder what goes on in your mind when you muster the courage to do something? Facing a fear and summoning courage can be quite the mental roller coaster. First, there's this surge of panic. Your palms get sweaty and your stomach churns, and the inner voice is screaming, "You can't do this." It feels like a mental alarm going off, signaling danger. Then your brain tries to calm the chaos. You start telling yourself, it's just a presentation, not a life or death situation. You remind yourself of the preparation and the practice. This is the moment when you're trying to regain control over your thoughts. In an effort to boost your courage, you begin visualizing success. You see yourself confidently delivering this presentation, the engaging audience, nodding in agreement. You start to believe that this is achievable. Your inner cheerleader pipes up, encouraging you. You might think, I've faced challenges before and I've conquered them. I can do this. It's the voice of courage battling the voice of fear. You take a deep breath, trying to calm your racing heart. It's a moment of grounding yourself, reminding your body that it's not in immediate danger. And finally, you step up to the podium, your heart still pounding, but your determination pushing you forward. You begin speaking, your voice shaky at first, but gradually growing steadier as you go along. Facing fear and summoning courage is like a mental tug of war. The fear side wants you to keep in your comfort zone, while the courage side is nudging you to grow. It's a fascinating inner battle that we're going to explore at some point in testament to the incredible power of the human mind. From standing up for your principles to tackling physical feats and comforting your inner demons, we're going to explore the different flavors of courage. So, first, there is moral courage. Imagine you're at work and your boss asks you to fudge some numbers to make the company's financial report look better than it actually is. You know it's unethical and could lead to serious consequences. Summoning moral courage in this situation means speaking up even if it puts your job on the line. It's about standing firm on your principles, doing what's right, and facing potential backlash for the sake of honesty and integrity. When people typically think of courage, they think of the physical courage. So picture you're on a hike in the wilderness and suddenly you come across a hiker who's fallen and injured themselves. It's getting dark and you're miles away from help. Displaying the physical courage means putting on your safety on the line and to help the injured hiker. It's about summoning the strength to carry them to safety or provide first aid, despite the potential risk and the challenges of the situation. The courage we likely most often face is emotional courage. So let's consider a scenario where you've been in a long term relationship and it's become toxic and draining. Summoning emotional courage means acknowledging your own feelings and needs and having a difficult conversation with your partner about the need for change or even ending the relationship. It's about confronting your own emotions and the potential pain of separation in pursuit of your own mental and emotional well being. So, these are examples of the three types of courage: moral, physical, and emotional. Which one do you most often use in your life? Fear can be a formidable obstacle. We'll discuss the practical methods for conquering fear and transforming it into a source of strength. Conquering fear is a powerful journey, and here are three practical methods to help you face your fears head on. First, you have gradual exposure. For example, my child is 15 and she just got her permit a couple of months ago, and she is terrified to be driving. But I know if she starts small, she will build the confidence that she needs. And we're starting by driving once a week on a road with little to no traffic. And then we'll have her drive with more turns into town until she feels more and more confident. This gradual exposure desensitizes your fear and builds confidence over time. Number two, mindfulness and visualization. Fear often thrives on negative thoughts about what might go wrong. Try practicing mindfulness to stay in the present moment. And when you feel fear creeping in, take a few deep breaths. Focus on the here and now and remind yourself that you are safe. Additionally, you can use the power of visualization, imagining yourself successfully facing your fear. See, feel, and hear the positive outcomes vividly. It helps to rewire your brain to associate the fear with success instead of failure. So when my daughter almost ran off the road the other day, well, actually, she did run off the road, but we got back on quickly. And once she finally hit the brakes, she, of course, wanted to stop, but I had her practice breathing and repeating, I'm okay. You're okay. The car is okay. And even though she was scared, and I was too, frankly, she continued to drive the rest of the way. And tip number three, knowledge and prepare. Fear often stems from uncertainty. Arm yourself with the knowledge and preparation. If you're afraid of flying, for example, educate yourself about the safety measures in place on airplanes and how flying works. Knowing the facts can help ease irrational fears and also be well prepared for whatever you're facing. If it's a job interview, research for the company, and practice answering your questions, preparedness boosts your confidence and reduces your fear. Remembering conquering fear is a process, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. These practical methods can be incredibly effective in helping you build the courage to face your fears and overcome them. Courage isn't reserved for grand adventures alone. It plays a vital role in your daily life, from making tough decisions to facing challenges every day. Imagine a single mother who works full time to support her children. Her courage shines through in numerous ways. She faces the financial burden of providing for her own family, and this involves budgeting, making ends meet, and ensuring her children's basic needs are met. She must deal with the emotional impact of being the sole emotional support for her children. She helps them cope with her absence of the other parent, providing love and reassurance during tough times. Balancing work, household chores, and quality time with her kids can be overwhelming. She displays courage by managing her time effectively and prioritizing her children's well being. She has to make important decisions on her own, from choosing schools for her children to making health choices. She exhibits courage in making these decisions in the best interest. Single parents may encounter social stigma or judgment. She faces these challenges head on, confidently addressing any negativity that may come her way, while focusing on her family's happiness. To provide a positive role model for her children, she's likely to continue working on her personal growth and self improvement, demonstrating courage in her pursuit for a better life for her family. It illustrates how courage is as a parent isn't always about facing dramatic external dangers, but often it revolves around the everyday challenges and responsibilities that come with raising children as a single parent. Her unwavering determination and resilience highlight the resilience role of courage in her life. Speaking of courage, facing the weight of grief this year has been an incredibly challenging journey. I've experienced the heart wrenching loss of three of the closest people in my life, and it's felt like a relentless storm of sorrow. In the middle of this pain, summoning the courage to continue functioning as a parent, a friend, and a spouse has been a daily battle. And there are moments when it feels so easy to succumb to the darkness, to believe that life isn't worth meaning living when it means enduring these anguish of losing loved ones. Yet I found a reservoir of strength within myself that I never knew existed. It's a strength that allows me to honor the memory of those I've lost by continuing to be there for my family, my friends, and my partner, even when my heart aches. This journey has taught me that courage isn't always about grand gestures. Sometimes it's the simple act of putting one foot in front of the other, finding the strength to carry on, and in doing so, honoring the love and memories that will forever live on in my heart. Leaving your comfort zone is like stepping into uncharted territory. It's where growth truly happens. Our comfort zone is that cozy, familiar place where we feel safe and in control. But here's the thing, growth rarely happens when you're snug as a bug in a rug. It's when you dare that to venture out beyond that comfort bubble that you discover new skills, strengths, perspectives that you never knew you had. Now, here's the courage swoops in as your trusty sidekick. Courage is like that rocket fuel that propels you out of that comfort zone and into the world of opportunities and challenges. It's the little voice inside that says, "Hey, you can do this." When you summon courage, you're essentially giving yourself permission to embrace the unknown and face the discomfort that comes with it. It's not about being fearless, it's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. So, whether it's taking on a new job, starting a challenging project, or learning a new skill, remember that courage is your key to unlocking personal and professional growth. It's the spark that ignites change and propels you towards becoming the best version of yourself. Embrace the discomfort, summon that courage, and watch how you bloom beyond your wildest expectations. You know, building deep, meaningful connections with people can be a real game changer in life. But here's the thing, it often demands a dose of courage, and not the conquer a mountain kind, but the courage to be vulnerable, honest, and your authentic self. So think about it. When you're vulnerable, you're opening up your heart, showing your true feelings, and letting someone know the real you. It's like taking off the mask that we sometimes wear to protect ourselves. Sure, it's scary because it means you're risking rejection or judgment, but it's also incredibly rewarding. Just like I do every time that I'm creating one of these videos. I've been terrified to put myself out in the world like this, but I know my worth at this point, and I know I can bring value to someone, even if I never know it. Being honest goes hand in hand with vulnerability. It means you're not sugarcoating things or hiding your thoughts and emotions. You're being real. And even when it's uncomfortable, this honesty builds trust and a sense of reliability in your relationships. Now, authenticity, it's the magic sauce. When you're authentic, you're staying true to your values, beliefs, and quirks. You're not pretending to be someone you're not to fit in or please others. And guess what? Authenticity attracts authenticity. It's like a magnet for genuine connections. So, if you want those deep, meaningful connections in your life, muster up the courage to be a little bit vulnerable, a lot honest, and completely yourself. It might feel scary at first, but it's the path to relationships that can truly light up your world. Let's talk about the roller coaster ride of starting and running a business. So, it takes a buttload of guts to dive into the entrepreneurial world. And when you're starting out, you're juggling more hats than you ever thought possible. There's a marketing, legal hoops, building email lists, mastering tech skills. It's like the to-do list that never ends, right? I've been there. I'm still there. And I can tell you it's easy to feel overwhelmed to the point of throwing in the towel. But here's the thing, courage is the secret sauce that keeps you going. It's the inner voice that says, I'm not giving up. It's like you're on a mountain hike and the summit is your dream business. At the beginning, that summit can look impossibly far away, and the path might be steep and rocky. But with each small step you take, each little victory along the way, you get closer. Sure, there's going to be setbacks and challenges, and you might even stumble a few times, but that courage, that determination to push through, it's what separates the entrepreneurs from making it versus those who don't. So if you're ever in the thick of it, feeling like it's all too much, like I'm experiencing right now, remember that every successful business owner felt that way at some point. It's the courage to make those small steps, to learn, adapt, and keep going that turns dreams into reality. And believe me, when you reach that summit and when I finally reach it, it will be one heck of a view. So, courage has been the secret sauce behind some of the most incredible social and environmental transformations. And here are three inspiring examples that will have you cheering. So, Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycott. Imagine it's 1955, Montgomery, Alabama. The bus seats are divided by race, and segregation is the norm. Enter Rosa Parks, a mild mannered seamstress. One day she has had enough, and when asked to give up her seat for a white passenger, she simply says, "No, that's it, just no." Her quiet act of defiance sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, a 381-day protest that rocked the foundations of segregation. It took serious courage for Rosa Parks to stay put on that bus, and she became a symbol of resistance and change. Greta Thunberg and the youth climate activism. Fast forward to today, and you've got Greta Thunberg, a Swedish teenager who's basically become the face of youth climate movement. Armed with a school strike for climate sign and fierce determination, Greta skips school every Friday to protest outside the Swedish parliament. She's rallied millions of young people worldwide to demand action on climate change. Talk about a powerhouse of courage and determination, right? Then there's Harvey Milk and the LGBTQ rights. In the 1970s, San Francisco's LGBTQ plus community was fighting for basic rights and acceptance. And then in the middle of it all, there was Harvey Milk, an openly gay man who decided to run for public office. He not only won a seat on the San Francisco Board of Supervisors, but also became one of the first openly gay elected officials in the United States. Harvey's courage to be unapologetically himself in the face of rampant discrimination and violence inspired a generation and paved the way for LGBTQ plus rights. These three stories show the courage isn't always about epic battles or grand gestures. Sometimes it's the everyday people who say no or enough is enough that ending up changing the world. They remind us that when we find the courage to stand up for what's right, incredible things can happen. Courageous leaders are the unsung heroes who lead the charge even when the going gets tough. And here are three qualities that define these fearless trailblazers. First, courageous leaders aren't afraid to make the tough calls, even when they know it won't please everyone. They weigh the options, gather input, and then make a decision with conviction. It's like they've got this compass for what's right and they follow it, no matter how stormy the seas. You might think leaders need to be stoic and unflinching, but actually, the most courageous ones aren't afraid to show their humanity. They admit when they don't have all the answers. They share their mistakes and connect with their team on a personal level. It takes guts to be vulnerable, but it builds trust and fosters a supportive environment. Courageous leaders are risk takers, but they're not reckless. They assess the situation, weigh the potential rewards, and then dive in. It's like they're tightrope walkers with a safety net below. They know that innovation and progress often require a leap of faith, and they're not afraid to take it. These qualities make courageous leaders the kind of folks that you want in your corner when the chips are down. They're the ones who inspire their teams to reach for the stars and, more often than not, lead them to success. Courage and resilience. They're like two peas in the pod working together to help you weather life storms. Think of courage as the spark that ignites the fire, pushing you to confront challenges head on. It's what gets you out of your comfort zone, tackling the unknown. And now, resilience. That's the armor that you wear when life gets tough. It's your ability to bounce back, learn from setbacks, and come back stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. So, when life throws that curveball, remember that courage fuels your initial step, and resilience keeps moving you forward no matter what. Isn't it fascinating how courage wears different cultural outfits around the world? Take Japan, for example, where Yungen, I know I'm not saying this right, is celebrated. A sense of profound grace and elegance, even in the face of adversity. Then there's the Morai culture in New Zealand. I'm terrible with these words, where mana signifies courage intertwined with honor and prestige. In India, they have veer, which embodies brave acts of sacrifice for the greater good. And of course, let's not forget these Native American cultures where bravery in battles and spiritual pursuits is exalted. These diverse expressions of courage remind us that while the world may speak different languages, and I don't speak any of those, the language of bravery is universal. It's a beautiful tapestry of human strength and resilience. Failure, my friend, is not the end of the road. It's more like a pit stop on the journey to success. When you embrace failure as part of your courageous journey, you're essentially opening the door to a treasure trove of lessons and personal growth. It's like a crash course in resilience and wisdom. Each stumble, every setback, they're all signposts pointing you toward a better version of yourself. You learn what doesn't work, you gain deeper understanding of your limits and strengths, and you build thicker skin. It's like being forging steel, like the fire and hammering that make you stronger and sharper. So when life throws you the curveball, don't duck, stand tall, catch it, and learn from it. That's where the real courage and growth happen. So let's dive into some practical tips to help you build and nurture courage in your life. The first thing you want to do is set small goals. Courage doesn't always have to mean tackling giant challenges. Start small, set achievable goals that push you a little bit out of your comfort zone. It could be as simple as initiating a conversation with a stranger or trying out a new hobby. These small wins build your confidence and prepare you for bigger leaps. Number two, visualize success. Take a moment to vividly imagine yourself succeeding in whatever you're afraid of. See, hear, and feel the positive outcome. Visualization can help reduce anxiety and boost your belief in your capabilities. It's like mentally rehearsing your success. And number three, practice self compassion. Be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. Understand that failure is a part of the journey. Instead of self criticism, offer self compassion. Treat yourself as you would a good friend who's faced a setback. And this gentle approach will help you bounce back faster. Number four, surround yourself with support. Courage can be contagious. So spend time with people who inspire and encourage you. Share your goals and fears with them. A supportive network can provide the motivation and reinforcement you need to stay courageous. And number five, take care of your well being. Physical and mental health play a huge role in your ability to summon up that courage. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep can boost your confidence and resilience. Practicing mindfulness techniques like meditation can also help you manage fear and anxiety effectively. So remember, courage is like a muscle, it gets stronger with use. So, step by step, small wins, and with the support of those around you, you can build the courage to boldly pursue your dreams and aspirations. Don't be afraid to take the first step. You've got this. If you're hungry for more ways to master your moment and discover inner peace through personal growth and self improvement, I've got the place for you. So visit my website today at masteryourmoment.net, where you'll find a treasure trove of tips, articles, and resources to help you along your journey. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for regular updates. Let's embark on this transformative journey together. Your path to a more courageous, fulfilled life starts right here.